Yay Media Group.
What do you love to sing? Like, what were you?
Oh,
Did you go? I would go right into show tunes. Like that would be my.
Yes, you would. Yeah.
Did you do like Taylor Swift or what'd you do? Tell me.
Hey dude, I think the 90s are calling.
Welcome back to Hey Dude, the 90s Called. I'm David Lasher with my partner in nostalgia, Christine Taylor.
I love that.
What's
our
up?
new little catchphrase. Partners.
Partner
We're partners in nostalgia.
We got to copyright that. I love it. How you doing?
I'm great. It's been
Good to see
very,
you.
very rainy here in New York. So it's we had a brief reprieve for a few hours today, and now it looks like the storms are brewing again.
I actually miss rainy days. You know, when you live in LA, it could go months without seeing rain. Weird as that
last
is.
year you guys had so much rain. I just remember it was endless.
Yeah, but it rains for 2 months, like heavy, and then it won't rain for 10 months.
I know.
Which is, I wanted to ask you one thing, because Jill and I are halfway through Severance.
Okay.
And when you were done with episode 4 of this current season, did you understand everything that was going on? Because I feel like I'm maybe not smart enough to understand this show yet, but I'm only on episode 4.
Okay. Well, there's no, you don't have to be smart. It's just, there are things that get revealed, you know, in episodes.
Okay.
You're in episode 4 of season 2.
Yeah. The snow, you know, when they're in that freezing cold, snowy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we watched Severance, because Ben, we're sort of like the test audience. So we watched it sort of unconventionally because like Ben would, when one episode would be finished in order, we would watch it, but then there would be lots of space in between. Right. So like, and he would say, do you remember, do you want to go back and watch episode 3 again before you watch 4? And sometimes we would, but it depended on how much time we had because we always wanted to see the episodes. But I am somebody, and Brian's involved in this group too. Brian would see all the episodes, my brother.
Brian Taylor, okay.
Yes. And it's interesting because we're all different viewers. And there are things at episode 4, and I mean, the show's out now, so I feel like I don't want to spoil things for people who are listening who maybe didn't watch it.
Okay.
But there are things that I didn't even have suspicions about in episode 4 that become revealed at the end. And Brian, my brother, totally had suspicions from the beginning about it. So yes, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm trying to, I mean, there's a lot of symbolism. It's a feast for the eyes. I mean, one thing is it's beautiful, incredible to look at. The actors are amazing. And then after the episode, I'm like, what happened?
And then but what does start to happen is you lean in because then more things get answered in the next, you know what I mean? Then things become clearer, you know? So if you're not entirely clear, then things do start to become clearer, and then things become more mysterious too. I find.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh
No,
my
I
God.
I love that Ben and his team are giving a lot of credit to the audience. It's not like they're not spoon feeding like obvious stuff to us. It's like, okay, you got to interpret this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're loving it.
That's so great. Well, Ben will be listening to this, so I was going to say I'll tell Ben, but he'll get to hear this himself. So
no, it's amazing to watch, really. So one of my old friends who we've had on before, and now you guys are good friends, Candace Cameron Bure, is joining us.
I know we get a point too. I love these part 2s, you know, like we're sort of our podcast 2.0, and now we get some interviews 2.0, like
because a guest, you know, when it's been a year and a half since we spoke to her, like she's done a lot of stuff. She's been really busy. The Masked Singer, she's helping run a new network, and she's done 2 movies since we last spoke to her. So, and we definitely will touch upon, you know, some 90s stuff. But yeah, let's welcome in our good friend Candace Cameron Bure. What's up, old pal?
She's
I'm
back.
so glad that you asked me back. I'm so flattered.
Oh, we
And
missed
we've
you.
we're all in different environments than the last time too. Like you had your
My
podcasting
podcast
set,
studio, yeah, and
Yes,
now I'm at home. So
which is equally as pretty and like aesthetically pleasing. And David and I have our own like little like mini home studios now. We were just doing it on Zoom before, and now look at us. It's so high tech.
we're fancy. I love
On
it.
couches, relaxing, and
We're
I just
relaxed.
said you're glowing. You look like you just got back from vacation or something.
Yeah.
And that's probably the opposite of what you've been doing. You've probably just been in total work mode.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
me?
You're
glowing.
in full. Yes.
Oh, I'm glowing. Oh, I was looking at Christine going, no, you're glowing. Yeah, no, I'm totally in work mode. I'm about to go shoot another Christmas movie. Literally, I leave tomorrow, but I've been
Just as summer is starting, which is always the perfect time for you to get into the heavy sweaters and all the Christmassy gear and
yes.
all the things. It's so fun to do that though. The
To
Christmas in
shoot
June
Christmas
and July.
in the summer.
Yeah, not really. But where we're shooting it, it's still north. So it's still not like it's still spring. It's not hot yet, which is nice.
Where are you filming?
We're filming in Victoria, BC.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yes.
On the island. So yeah, it's great. But like we're still, 50s, 60s. So it's okay.
Oh,
It's not
yeah,
terrible weather yet.
Yeah,
That's right by Vancouver, right?
It's the island.
Yeah.
Vancouver
Where
Island.
you and I did that movie there
Yes.
a long time ago.
Kids in the woods. Kids
We spent the
in
summer-
the woods.
I will never forget like the ugly red Reebok sneakers that they put me in. I hated them. And those were the shoes I had to wear. I was
Okay. By the way, this is because I re-listened to our episode, guys. I re-listened on my drive yesterday to our episode from like over a year ago. I think it was like February of 2024. And we started out with talking about kids with a Z in the woods. And I don't know if that's with an S or a Z. We still haven't cracked that. But and I still haven't seen it. So that just goes to show you that I really, really want to see it. Now, this is my sign.
I don't even know if I've seen that movie.
Yeah, you're missing out, Christine. You got to find it.
But isn't it? It's the perfect segue because you brought up those red sneakers, and David and I we just went back and looked at a photo from our show from Hey Dude from 1990 or whatever year it was, and we did a full analytical breakdown of the wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I have to say something about the dude's wardrobe on Hey Dude. It looks more normal. It looks a little more timeless. Not so much for me because it was it was a country sort of Western theme.
Yeah.
So it was plaid shirts and jeans and boots for you, David. But I had the neon wear, the neckerchiefs, the high-waisted pants, cinched at the waist, the neckerchiefs, those sneakers. So much of that is coming back now. But what obviously that's one of the ones you remember where you hated that.
90s fashion and a lot of 90s culture is kind of coming back around now, right?
It totally did. Like it is here.
I feel like those Reeboks that you're talking about, right? Like not the red, but I think all the kids are wearing those those white chunky Reeboks.
Or those high-waisted, we used to call them mom jeans, but now women are wearing those again.
I remember like one style on Full House, and it was kind of the Janet Jackson era because I was such a huge Janet fan. So, and I went to all of her concerts, but if you look, there's like one season where I was always in bike shorts with a blazer.
know.
And it was so cool. So like the extra long blazer that covered your butt, little bike shorts, maybe a little lace around the bottom. And then I would have half cowboy boot, like a cowboy boot shoe. Like they didn't even come up with some scrunchy socks or some Doc Martens with scrunchy socks. And like I was in the blazer and the bike shorts all the time.
That
Ooh,
was,
what was
Janet
the
Jackson
top? What was
inspired.
underneath the blazer? Was it like a little like tank, or was it?
It's a little tank. Like you never really saw it. Like it's like the blazer was kind of a dress, you know?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Extending out from underneath. So it wasn't scandalous.
That
Right.
sounds like a great look, actually.
I know that
I think
actually
you could
sounds like
sport
a
that
cool one.
today.
Maybe. I'm not going to try.
Right. Don't
I
bring
bet,
that back.
yeah, there were probably millions of little girls wearing those blazers and shorts in the 90s because of you.
Probably.
Hey, when we talked to you last, you guys had just had a wedding, your son's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That was like the big family news.
I know.
And how has that been? How is?
Oh my goodness. It's been so great. The wedding was incredible. It's just, it's something when your kids get married, you know, and then I absolutely love my daughter-in-law. She's fantastic. And we live 15 minutes apart. So we just are having dinner together all the time. And it's really the best. We're just, we're waiting for grandkids, but there's no pressure, like none, because we're like, that's cool. You want to wait a couple years? Totally fine, but like, I'm just over here waiting. Come on.
The idea that you could become a grandma blows my mind.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What a blessing though, to live so close to them. That's awesome.
Totally. So it was really fun. It was a good time.
And there's something, I mean, your kids are they all in their 20s now?
Yeah. My youngest is 23.
Okay.
And my oldest is 25 and 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just that period of life where, because my oldest is 23, my youngest is going to be turning 20 this summer, but
okay,
it's that readjustment to they're in their own lives, yet we're still mom and dad, and there's still those mom and dad moments of like, oh, I really need you for this, but there's also this like healthy detachment of they're kind of adulting, but yet still leaning on us for things.
Yeah.
And also I'm still like, I'm the dumping zone still for both kids. When things are going badly of anything in their lives, I am the first phone call. And I guess that's a blessing, but I take
the place of safety and comfort for them.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's great. But I get it too when you're like, ugh.
Yes, but doesn't it like kill you because you're only as, or I will say this for myself, I'll speak for myself, only as happy as the least happy child.
Yeah.
That's
which
so
is
true.
very hard as a parent because, they dump it on me. And then of course I can't fix it. I can ask, I've now learned to say, do you want some input instead of just giving the input? Because I've learned sometimes the input's not wanted. Sometimes they just want to dump it. They just want to dump it.
Almost.
And so, I was going to say, like, when your children have a significant other or a husband or a wife who that becomes their dumping zone. Because they have another person that's a go-to. And I feel like it must be very, I don't know, I guess a interesting process of letting go. And it's wonderful that you're close with your daughter-in-law. And I think that obviously that makes the biggest difference, that you feel good about it.
Yeah, I do. It's such a special time in life. Like I didn't realize how much I would love having adult children. And, not that I was ever worried about it, but like it's truly the best. And we are blessed. Like all three of our kids we're super close with them. We're just together all the time. My daughter and her boyfriend are actually up here visiting with us right now. Like my two boys live where we live because we moved out of LA, and they just came. And so like all of us are together and just having dinner every night. We just played pickleball. My hair was a little crazy when I came in because we just had a game of pickleball. And I'm just like I'm living every parent's dream, that you just have good, healthy relationships with your kids who want to hang out with you. And it's best, man. It's the best time of life.
It's so true. There's really nothing better than when the whole family's together.
Yeah.
I always appreciate those moments because I have 3 kids and my daughter Hannah's graduating college and she got a job in New York. So we're going to have to do that flight as often as we can,
Selfishly, I'm happy about that, David, because then I'll get to see you more. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
get
in
to
New
do
York a
this.
lot more now. But yeah, Candace, I felt like I had to reach out to you because on through Instagram and stuff, I follow what you're doing, and like it sounds like there's so much going on. I just like, had you done The Masked Singer when we last talked to you? Had you done The Masked Singer when we last talked to you?
No.
Yeah, let's talk
Okay,
about
well,
that.
the last time we talked, it was all about Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Have you done The Masked Singer?
No.
No, because again, you've done
Okay.
something that is, to me, one of the most terrifying things. You did it already with Dancing with the Stars. So obviously you got some sort of like courage chip planted in your brain. Because to go on that show, like I'm fascinated. We had Melissa Joan Hart on last year at some point, and she did it. She did The Masked Singer.
I called her before I did the show.
So tell all. Please
Yes,
tell us everything.
Yeah. Singing for me is the scariest thing. Like, I'm not a singer. They've asked me to be on that show 4 times. And I was like, no, I am not embarrassing myself on that show. No way.
Right.
And then probably right after we talked, I had started taking some singing lessons. I think because I'm like, I suck at this. I'm really bad. And I met this singing teacher who was fantastic. And she's like, anybody can learn to sing. I'll teach you how, and I'll prove to you that you will improve. So I'm like, okay, I'll never be Kelly Clarkson, but if you can improve this voice, okay, let's try it. And I actually enjoyed her so much. Her name's Tara Simon, and she coaches people all over the world through Zoom. And it was really great. But she gave me enough courage that she said, if they call you again and they ask you to be on The Masked Singer, you're saying yes. And I'm going to hold your hand through this process and you're going to do it. And I was like, okay. And well, they called again and I said yes. And I was scared out of my mind. But
you were prepared this time.
I was, you know what? I can't say I was prepared, but I just felt more comfortable that she gave me some tools to understand how to sing, how to use my voice. I've never really understood that. And sound decent enough.
Right.
So,
What style of music were you working on with your teacher? Like what do you love to sing? Like what were you?
Oh,
did you go? I would go right into show tunes. Like that would be my.
Yes, you would. Yeah.
Did you do like Taylor Swift or what'd you do? Tell me.
Wait, that's so funny because I was like, can we do Little Mermaid? Like I really love like singing and talking. Isn't it not? That's what I wanted to do.
Look at this stuff.
No,
it's like
she gave you.
Can we get some Broadway show? We'll work on that. But no, we're not singing, talking. We're going to just sing. The first time I met her, she said, bring 3 song choices. And my song choices were a Taylor Swift song, just because I'm like, okay, I think it's kind of easy enough. I don't say that, but
Yeah.
Then I brought a 90s. I brought Tiffany.
Which one?
I think we're alone
which
now.
Tiffany song?
We're alone now.
Yes. Oh, this is. Oh my God, this is so on brand.
It's so on brand. I brought that because she did an updated version of it a couple of years ago, and it's fantastic. So
I have to get that.
And it's just like so fun. And then I brought a Lauren Daigle song, which Lauren Daigle, she sang at Super Bowl, but she's a well-known contemporary Christian artist, but also on mainstream radio. And I brought one of hers that was like a much more heartfelt, slower song that was a little more challenging.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course she was like, yeah, we can sing Tiffany anytime. We're going to do the Lauren Daigle song and we're going to work on like how to actually sing a song well.
Wow.
So like that was the song I chose, and we recorded it by the end of our sessions in a studio. And I was like, you could have auto-tuned me a whole lot more, please. I'm like cringing hearing my voice. And she was like, you're like exactly how you're sounding. But she was so nice. She's like, it's really good. And I'm like, you're being really sweet. It's mediocre at best, but thanks.
But it was enough for you to say yes to The Masked Singer, right?
I am a little nutty in that I do have that little, like, if something scares me, I feel obligated to say yes to overcome a fear.
You lean in.
So that was definitely part of it. And sometimes, my husband's like, why do you do that, honey? You don't have to, you have to prove. And I'm like, I have to prove it to myself.
Leaving your comfort zone, right? That's what you talked about last time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But how much authority do you have around what you're going to sing, how you're going to be costumed, any of it? None?
Very little. So they met with me online. When I say they, the producers, and they said, we have your costume. Like, this is what you're going to be, and we're going to reveal it to you.
Cherry blossom.
When they showed me, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I loved it. It was beautiful. I was just nervous that I was going to be like the chicken, like with some huge head and like moves in a costume. And I'm like, that was one of my other biggest fears, was not to be able to move. When they showed
like the claustrophobia, right?
Yeah, where you just kind of get like little hands to work. And so because it was actually a fitted dress, like I could feel my body, and it was really the mask that was the craziest part of it. I loved Cherry Blossom, and that part was great. But and then with the song choices, it was Carnival week. And so they basically gave me 3 choices and said, pick one of these.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay. So I ended up singing a J-Lo song, Let's Get Loud, which was like really fun. And
that's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they gave me 2 other songs, but it was unanimous. I had told my daughter, Natasha, who's a singer, and she was just like, Mom, you got to do J-Lo. And then even Tara Simon, the vocal coach, was like, do J-Lo, like go out there and have fun. You don't have to worry about the vocals as much. It's not super challenging. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to try to just let it go and have fun. Really hard to let it go when you're scared.
Did you work with Tara on it?
I worked with Tara on it, and then they assign a vocal coach to you basically like 10 days before. So I had a couple, maybe 3 sessions with their vocal coach, but I was working every day with Tara. And it was basically just to get over my own fear. It's not even that my voice was improving to sound great. I just had to keep doing it with someone and hit the notes 1,000 times before I knew I would feel confident enough to go out on a stage and sing it.
And then how did that feel? Just putting it going. And Melissa talked a little bit about like the quarantining and
weird, man. That's like the worst part.
Right. Because you're not with anyone else, right?
You're with no one else. So you don't know who else is on the show. You don't meet anyone, and you are covered head to toe. I mean, they even make you wear gloves so you can't see skin color. Nobody can see you. Even my husband who was with me, same thing. They like black them out so no one can see anything. And so you're not having any kind of camaraderie with anyone else. You're very isolated.
Yeah.
And it was, here's the thing. After the performance, it legit went as great as it could have gone for me. I felt really good about it. I didn't pass out. I sang my notes. I hit my mark. I genuinely had as much fun as I could. I say that loosely because I was
not passing out is a key to a good performance for sure.
I was afraid I would pass out or throw up in the mask, and that would be just
my God.
And then I was the first one out. So then I had to wait isolated and secluded for all the other contestants to go. And
at that point you can take your mask off when you get into your area, right?
But it takes it's not like a live show where you're just running through and it takes an hour. It's like everyone's performance takes an hour. So it's like literally 5 hours later, I then am brought back out to stage to where they're going to unmask someone with the lowest amount of audience votes and judges votes. So I was like backstage with my husband, and I'm like, this is torturous. this torturous. We've been waiting for 5 hours. I'm still sick to my stomach. I don't even know if I could do a next week. I'm just happy I got through it. I don't even care if I'm kicked off the shit. Like if I'm the first one gone, I don't even care. Like I did it. So we go out and then they're like, and the one who's to go is Cherry Blossom. I was so pissed, you guys. I was so mad.
Your pride, your ego got in the way there.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. And my husband was like, you're never doing this again. You're a crazy person. Like, just stop. You just said you didn't even want to go on a next week. I'm
Ever again.
You don't want to be kicked off first. That sucks.
You proved what you had to prove.
Yes.
It
was fun though. As scared as I was, I'm so glad that I did it. And, but yeah, the pride part of me is like, well, I wish I stayed on one more week.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. And then you would have gone through the whole cycle again of completely melting down.
For my mental health, it was really good that I left.
The universe has a way.
I just want to ask, who were the other Masked Singers on the season that you were on?
So we don't know everyone yet.
Oh, it's still going.
Finale's actually tonight.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
4 remaining people that we have no idea who they are. But like Matthew Lawrence was on my season and he was fantastic.
Oh, well, yeah. Those Lawrence brothers were trained little, musical theater guys. Yeah.
He was so good. But who else on my season was like Oscar De La Hoya, Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh my God.
There was a housewife. I don't watch Housewives, so I feel bad. Her name's Erica, but I don't know her last name. Anyway.
Erica Jane? Was it Erica Jane?
Erica Jane.
So fun.
Yeah. There's a couple.
Was James Vanderbeek?
Oh, yeah. And James, who was amazing. James Vanderbeek was on. I did not know that he could sing like that. He was fantastic.
See, that's what's so incredible. Is it like, I really feel like it does sort of, people can tap into these talents that they maybe didn't even know they had. And again, it's like taking that leap of just saying like, I'm going to do the scariest thing imaginable and I'm just going to go for it. And you're masked for most of it. So until the end, right? How was the unveiling? Was that like,
so that's like that was kind of the best part for me. Everyone told me, including Melissa Joan Hart, because she actually knew before I went on. I called her and I was like, you did the show. You got to give me like just as much information to help calm my nervous system as you can. Like, give me a heads up on all of it. But she was just like, you know what? But once you put that mask on, like nobody knows who you are and you can just go out and have so much fun. And literally every person told me that. And I was like, that was the biggest bunch of BS. I actually loved when the mask came off because then they want you to sing out the end of the show. And I had so much more fun actually singing with the mask off and just seeing the audience, relating to them, seeing eye to eye. Like, then I felt like me. And I was like, if I could have done this without the mask, I'd have been better.
What's next then? I mean, literally you did not a dancer and you did Dancing with the Stars, not a singer and you did The Masked Singer.
I don't know.
These things have to come in threes. So I'm waiting to see.
Is The Amazing Race still on? Because I'm directionally challenged. So that would be really good to go on with my husband.
Oh my gosh. Or Survivor.
That would be great. Oh gosh.
I think there should be like a 90s edition of Survivor. What if we all went and competed against each other? How fun would that be?
That's brilliant.
That is a really great idea of like your favorite.
You need to call Mark for
the
that.
who's who of, oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be funny watching all of us try to survive?
Who would be the most resourceful?
A comedy show, you know?
I know. Exactly.
We'll go back to some older stuff, but you're the chief creative officer for a whole network right now, right?
I am.
Yeah, tell us about that. How did that come about?
Well, Great American Family Channel, which also includes Great American Pureflix, which is the streaming service. And I made a move from Hallmark channel where I was there for 15 years.
Right.
And
I was going to say you were there for a lifetime,
Yeah,
right? And it was
15 years. And then lots of changes happened over there. And then Great American Family had started up. And this was now 3 years ago. So I made the move over to Great American Family, mainly because there was opportunity that I was after. And what that was building a network. So I've just been in the television movie genre for so long and have been really successful with the movies that I've been in, but also produced. And I just thought, like, if I have a chance to actually grow a network and build something, I'm a very entrepreneurial person and have my company and have different businesses. But I was like, this is what I'm after more than just like making another movie. And so I went over there because of that opportunity to help build it from the ground up and oversee all the creative aspects of Great American Media. So it's been great. You know, it's challenging to build a network. We're still just chugging along in a time where streaming services have taken over, but we do have Great American Pure Flex that you can watch, and it's all family movies and family programming.
Well, I was just going to say, which is a nice little segue to family working together.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting. So you and your daughter Natasha are in this Christmas movie together, right?
We are. Yeah, I have 2 Christmas movies this year coming out, and one of them is called Timeless Tidings of Joy, and it stars my daughter, and I love it. You know, Natasha she's been an actor. I mean, she kind of started dabbling in it when she was like 10, 11 years old, but she's really been an actor since she was, made that choice that's her career since probably when she was 16. And so for 10 years, like she's a working actor, and I've been talking to her for a few years going like, I would love to do a movie with you and love to do a Christmas one. And, she's been at a place, I think younger, where she's like, Mom, I really want to establish my career on my own. And I don't
respect
back. And so I was like, yeah, I totally respect it. And then in the last year, I thought of this great idea that I was like, I want to do a movie with her if she would do it with me. But I want to come up with something better than just us playing mother-daughter. And so I have, I wanted to do a time travel movie because those are just fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Time travel. And I wanted to go back to I thought about going back to the 40s because I love that era aesthetically, visually. Like it's just, the costumes are great and it looks so pretty. So I have 2 really great writer friends that I've worked with often, Macy McLean and Taylor Kalupa. And together we thought of something, but they came up with a great concept in that I play this woman who inherits her grandmother's tidings shop. She hand draws like tidings and photos and greetings. And I inherit it. I want to sell it. But what happens is when I go back to the shop to do that, the crazy lightning strikes and I time travel back to 1945 and I meet my grandmother at 20 years old, right after the war, when she's just opened up this shop. And so Natasha is playing my grandmother at 20 years old. That I then get to rediscover this whole relationship of like who my grandmother is as a young woman and understand her better and then understand the meaning and the relationship of why this shop is so special.
So your daughter's playing your grandmother.
Yeah.
That's an interesting spin. Yeah.
I know. Isn't that cool? So I sent Natasha the script and I'm like, would you do this with me?
Dangle this one.
And she was like, Mom, I'd love to do it. And I think that comes with maturity now. It's just different in that, I've just seen her grow so much as an actor and she's really fantastic. And then at this, I think, time and place, she was like, yeah, I would love to do a movie with you. So I'm like, thank you.
Yes. And it's a really, I mean, we have two kids who are becoming actors, and our daughter graduated from drama school last year and college but really doing similarly, wants to really carve her own path. And she is, I mean, self-taping for everything, doing play reading. I mean, she, the difference, and we talked a lot about you coming up in the business and your childhood the last time we were on, and how you said as a family, you just kind of, you fell into it with your brother and you, and I feel like we did not have, as young women coming up in the industry, the opportunities that our daughters have, like you talked about, the streamers, the way that they can self-create and even if they're not working on something, they can still be working on their own projects and writing. And we just didn't have it just wasn't the norm. I know there were outliers and there were women doing those things, but it wasn't as normalized as it is today. Thank goodness. I'm so grateful that our daughters get to, to make a strong mark. But I mean, I wouldn't have even had the courage to do that. I would have felt like, oh, no. Where would I begin? Who would want to read it? Who would want to, but what I love is when you just said is how, with a little maturity, and like you said, she's been doing this since she was 16 and really, focusing and making that her number one goal. And now a little bit older, it's sort of like, oh, I'd love to do that. Like, again, that's having adult children, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah. So it was such a special time. It was, I will tell you, because as parents, the day before she flew up, because I produced the movies as well. So I'm up there for prep and everything. So the day before she came up, we had a bit of a blowout, like just the argument. And I was like, as a mom, I'm like putting mom hat on while I have producer hat on. And I'm like, what did I do? Is this, and anyway, we like talked it through. We prayed it through. I was just like this,
right.
Holy hope. And, she got up there the next day, and it just was the most special time. And we had like, everything went as seamlessly as it could have. And it was just amazing. And truly, and it was like, it's a special time for me as a mom that I'll never forget, because we lived together. We were again shooting up there in Canada. So I had a little apartment and we had 2 bedrooms. So we stayed together the whole time. And it was like so special. But
mom-daughter bonding.
The day before, because I'm like, oh no, did I make a mistake? But
and you're supportive and you're comfortable with your daughter aspiring to be an actress for her career?
Totally. I have since she was a kid, because I had a good experience, and it's like, the ins and outs of a lot of the industry. And I really think it's who you surround yourself with. And I can see the red flags easily. So I was like, as long as you listen to my instruction, like when she was younger, I'm like, I'm fine with this. I'm great. And at this point in her career, I mean, she has great management. She has great agents that I feel good about. She feels really good about. But she still comes to me and just is like, hey, mom, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And that's where we've been at for a few years in the relationship, which is, again, so nice. It's like having adult children that respect your opinion enough to come and ask for it often. So it's pretty cool.
Any of the others want to dabble in it?
No, my boys want nothing to do with entertainment. Like, no, thank you.
Was your husband was a pro hockey player? Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Val played in the NHL for 12 years. I mean, he retired in 2006. But we have a wine brand, and we have for 20 years. That was his second career. We've been producing wine for 20 years, and that's what he does. And our boys both work for our company too.
What's it called?
Bure Family Wines.
Oh, that's so
Easy to
cool.
remember.
Yes.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
great.
Yeah.
That sounds
I mean,
fun.
listen, as parents, I don't think it gets any better. Our sons work for the company, and, Natasha, I get to work with her occasionally. And I'm like, I don't know, what parent is your dream not to have your children like stay in the family business? I just think it's so cool.
I know. Well, and it's also that there's common ground too. Like there's, obviously your family, but sometimes if everybody's in every different direction, when you come back together, it's like, tell me about your life. But it's so intertwined that there's the connective tissue. And I think, listen, as this new term, Nepo baby, and I feel like I talked about this on the podcast last year or maybe even the year before. When my son was still in high school, it was the year that New Yorker article came out with the Nepo babies on the cover. And they did this really negative, they put like all of these, children of actors in baby bonnets and pacifiers. And it was a really negative article about nepotism in show business. And nowhere in the article was anything mentioned about sort of the word nepotism, sure. But historically, every business, family lineage, from tailors to, dry cleaners to businessmen to doctors, lawyers.
Exactly.
And it was so frustrating for us as a family who, my husband is the son of a famous comedy team and they were actors too. So it's like, it was so, it was right around, I think it was right around Christmas, and we all had this heated discussion about it. Like, but what about, nobody calls kid athletes Nepo babies because something about athleticism or, in the NBA or something like that, when it's a son of, because obviously they've earned it because they're good enough to make it to the NBA. But, we have argued ad nauseum that if people aren't good enough as actors, you don't usually see much of them anymore. They'll maybe get an opportunity or have a foot in the door, but if they're not good,
you
have to be good.
To be good.
There's another movie, the Ainsley McGregor Mysteries.
Yeah.
Tell us about that one that's coming out soon.
Yeah, so that you can find on Great American Pureflix. That's the streaming service. And this is the second installment. So I had a pretty successful franchise of mysteries at the Hallmark Channel. In the last 10 years, we had done 18 of those movies.
My God.
A lot. I mean, so much so that I like dated a bunch of people during early movies and like got married by the end of it.
That's how long you were doing that series. Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, now it's such a great space. I love the cozy mystery space. So you can watch these mysteries with your family, with your kids. It's like in the Angela Lansbury or
Murder, She Wrote. Yeah.
That kind of, so there's, nothing too scary, nothing gory like that. It's a mystery that you kind of, who's done it? You try to figure it out. So these movies are so much fun. So I play Ainsley McGregor, and she's a criminologist. So she teaches criminology at her local university, but then she's also a small business owner, and she owns a shop called Bless Your Arts. And it is an art and craft store. So all these local artisans sell their different crafts there. And in this mystery, it's called The Case for the Yarn Maker. They have a very kind of like a Martha Stewart type character come in that they're honoring because she's makes this amazing cashmere. And when they go to do the ceremony, she's not coming out of her room, and we find her dead.
No.
What just happened in the last 10 minutes that she went from her car to the green room, and then she's dead. So that's where the mystery starts. And, yeah, we have more installments of these movies coming out throughout the year. And again, they're really fun and lighthearted, even though, yes, there's death in it, but it's like.
No, but it's Nancy Drew mysteries.
Yeah,
Yes, it's it spans I could picture multi-generations watching this, right?
Yeah.
You're with your family. It's great.
They're fun. And the character and the relationships, what I like about these is they're ongoing movies. So you don't have to watch them in order, but the relationships do progress. So my brother is the sheriff. And then I have the fire chief who kind of plays my boyfriend in it. But you just see how the relationships evolve over the movies. And then same with the people in Bless Your Arts. Like when you watch these movies, you get really familiar with the characters because they're all coming back in every movie. So it's, a little bit like a long TV series in that way.
Yes. And do you shoot those in Canada too, in Vancouver?
We do. I don't know what's going to happen with all the stuff that just came out, though.
I know. Let's all just
who knows,
see what happens,
but
right?
So far, yeah, we've been shooting up there. Most of the movies I've been shooting in Canada for the last 20 years, and I have great relationships up there with my crews and directors and writers, and so it's always kind of my go-to place.
Yeah, that's great. That's so great.
How's the whole Full House gang doing? When did Fuller House end? A few years ago?
Oh, it's already been 5 years.
2020, right?
2020. It was like right before the pandemic.
Because you said the last time we talked, you said it was almost like the timing was perfect because it was like it ended just as everything was changing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard to believe that it's been 5 years already. But yeah, everyone's good. I mean, I think the biggest news is that Dave Coulier is cancer-free, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
That's
wow.
Such good news.
Yeah. So he's, still in that recovery process because it's a lot to go through chemo and all the things that he went through. But he's like on his way back, which is great. I don't know.
Were you guys all in touch with him during that time?
Yeah, I mean, I was for sure. Yeah. And John was. I can't speak for everyone, but yeah, I mean, Dave's so important to me and so close to me. And then, I think, Jody added something I think she's traveling because we have the text chain. That's just the ongoing text chain. So
what, the cast of Full House has
that's
a group chat?
That's the best. That is the best.
There's like a Fuller House group chat and a Full House group chat. Some of those people who were loud. But so Jody, I think she's traveling and she saw some store and it was named Full House. So she took a picture of it, entered into the group chat.
That's so great. Sometimes with those chats, I think they're so fun because you'll look back and it's literally like, I'll go back and I'll be like, that was from 2018. Like that was when somebody chimed in. And the last time, it's the group chats. We have one in our family too that we have, which is, the family. And it's just so funny. And then there's the offshoots of it. Then there's like.
Do you have a name for your family group chat?
We do. And my daughter, I will share it because I don't even understand how it sort of came to be. Because it's the first one of just the four of us started out as Fam Bam. And then it extended out to my mom and brother, and that became Big Fam Bam. But my mom can't pronounce that for some reason. It's a tongue twister to her. So she always goes, I tried to post something in the fan back thing. Like she literally makes so much more of it than it is. She goes in the Bam Fam. Like I was like, it's just Big Fam Bam. I don't even know where Fam Bam.
Our family group chat is called Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Love it.
I think one of my nieces or nephews named it.
Right.
Just one big crazy family.
Ours is sexy people.
Oh,
is it
hell
really?
Yeah. See?
Oh, I love it.
I don't know who chose it. Probably my husband, because his favorite word is sexy. Like everything's sexy. Like you could be looking at furniture. That's so sexy.
That is the best. I know.
It is
a good adjective.
Fine. It's so sexy. So we're sexy people.
Oh, I love it. I
Candace,
just love
do
it.
you still get recognized from Full House? I mean, because that show just lasted. I mean, maybe because you were part of everyone's family for 10, 12 years. Do people still like come up to you and like talk about it?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. I don't think it'll ever end or stop. I hope it doesn't. And it's such a great part of my life. So I loved it. But and little kids, because they're still discovering, I mean, Full House is on Hulu.
Right.
And then Full House is on Netflix. So it's surprising how many new fans we have, but all the time.
Why do you think that show, I mean, there were, a million shows in the 90s. Why do you think Full House still means so much to people 30 years later?
Sometimes I wonder the same thing, but it's like, I do think one of the elements though that set our show apart, aside from it being an unconventional family, that's what people related to, that have a mom and a dad or grandparents raising them or aunts or uncles, something like that felt familiar to a lot of people. But we were one of the first people to have a baby on the show that actually stayed a baby, grew up on the show. Because usually they have a baby and then cut to a 5-year-old.
Right.
You're right.
But
that is how they used to do it.
First show that had Mary-Kate and Ashley on at 9 months old, and they stayed on the show for 8 years. So you literally saw them grow up. I think that's anyway, that's my theory.
Yeah.
He never goes out of style. He's just everyone loves John. So
John Stamos never goes out of style.
How are Mary-Kate and Ashley? Do you keep in touch with them?
I haven't talked to them. We don't keep in touch often. But once a year, it's the anniversary of Bob's death, which sounds so morbid, but it's beautiful. In that, we always kind of have a text moment, and it's about once a year. But other than that, they're really private people. So we got to see them, and we spent some really good time with them during the week of Bob's funeral, which was so awesome. Because before that, I had not seen them or interacted with them in years and years. And they were just lovely people. And it was so nice. And it really is weird that I'm I knew you as an 8-year-old. I don't really know you as an adult. And yet it felt so comfortable. Just picking up, wherever it left off. And so anyway,
and
I hope
kind of Bob's angelic way of, from above, bringing everybody together and making sure everyone will stay united. Even if it's once a year on his anniversary, right? Yeah. That's the beauty, of. And I will say the last time, and I'm so embarrassed for myself. I talked to you all about my cousin being your number one fan. And I said I was going to get a signed photo of you, and you graciously sent your number to David to give to me to reach out. And I said, I'm going to be the favorite cousin. And I never did it. And it was over. And I'm obviously the shittiest cousin because I didn't do it. But guess what I'm going to text Candace for after this interview? If my cousin's listening, Kevin, could be a perfect birthday gift.
Yeah, make your cousin happy.
I know. Isn't that terrible? It was bad follow through, really bad follow through. But this is it.
You guys, this hour flew by.
It really did.
Oh, it did. Wow. Guys, I'm going to talk to you. Thanks for.
You are the best. Thank you so much for coming on again. This is honestly, Christine and I say, this is how we have to catch up with our friends, is just have them on the podcast, or we'll never get to see you guys.
That's what we're going to just start calling it, the friends of, our friends, our friends and us.
The I want to see so-and-so show.
Yeah. This is how we get some, how everybody is oh, we'll FaceTime. Let's get a FaceTime. Yeah. This is it. We're just giving it to everybody else too, to share. And thank you for being so generous with your time.
You're so welcome. I was so flattered you asked me back. So it's so great to catch up with both of you. But, I can't say it's a catch up because I did a lot of the talking. I would actually love to have a conversation and hear about all the things that you guys are up to.
That's
and
true.
How it really is.
We selfishly got it all. That's true. All right. Well, bundle up in your Christmas sweaters and get your Christmas tunes
Yeah, good
going
luck.
to get
Break a leg.
into character. And we can't wait to watch come December.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
She's so great. I really love, I mean, obviously she is working nonstop, but she's such a mama bear.
Yeah, I was thinking that. She's a family person. She seems so happy.
Yes,
and grateful for her life, you know?
I know. I think it's a really beautiful thing. And you know, she talked about it last time that their family, her growing up, they were a very close family too. And it's really nice to see that she's getting to enjoy it and get to, you know, to sort of create this network and, you know, do her, you know, be sort of the brains behind the operation is a really cool thing. And I love that she goes after what's scary. Because that's not easy. We all can kind of, you know, point out what our biggest fears are or what would scare us, but not all of us lean into those.
Yeah, no, she's
I'm
going after
speaking about myself.
Oh,
I don't love leaning into fear, you know? I mean, that's like, that takes
why
some
don't you
practice.
do one of these? I mean, Dancing with the Stars or Masked Singer?
I got asked to do Dancing with the Stars like years ago before we talked to Candace. And then she said, the next time you get asked, or if you get asked, you have to say yes, but I haven't been asked. So I haven't felt guilty not saying yes because I haven't been asked. But I may have said there's no
we might have to
world
give a nudge
where that's happening.
Well, yeah, that was great. I love seeing you. And next week, we will have another amazing guest.
Yes, come back.
Follow us at Hey Dude, the 90s Called. Watch us on YouTube and subscribe. Please subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. Please share the episode with any friends that you think would be interested in going back to the 90s with us.
Yes.
Yay Media Group.